Hello and welcome to day 2 of the Money Muse Makeover. I'm Anne Alex and I am the Soul Speaker, giving a voice to the power within and getting ready today to clear out all the junk that's keeping you from creating the financial life that you want to be living. This is the Money Muse Makeover. If you haven't yet joined us, you need to sign up at www.annealexson.com/MMM. That's 3 M's, standing for Money Muse Makeover. So if you haven't yet signed up and you want to join us, we're fixing up our financial lives over the next 5 days. Sorry, the next 4 days now. We've been doing it since yesterday. If you would like to join us for the challenge, www.annealexson.com/MMM. That's 3 M's. Thank you for joining me. I see we're starting to get some people coming on board. So I'm going to take a moment right now to just share the live into the group so that we can continue the conversation over there. We're getting some great feedback. We're getting some great comments about yesterday and today's tasks. So I really want to congratulate each of you who've taken part, who've done the 2 days, or have done the first day at least, because I know that time-wise some wouldn't have yet done today's task. But I want to really congratulate you for taking action. That's the hardest part here. That really is the hardest part here. To committing to it, to doing it, and to actually doing it. Bear with me while I just quickly share this into the group so that we can actually be in conversation within the group. I will be I'll be watching the comments on the screen here. So they're the comments that will be coming through the Transformational Speaker page. I'm also going to have the feed of the computer on any comments within the group underneath the video that I'm sharing into the group. So you can be either on my page or in the group, whichever is best for you. Of course, if you're in the group post, that's all private information, so anything that you share will not be seen by anyone outside of the group. Bear with me while I do that. My brain's not working in 2 places today. Not consciously 2 places, it's absolutely in the unconscious at the moment. Big stuff to talk to you about. So let's just get this in there. Money Muse Makeover. Let me just type here. Live now. Day 2. Clean up. I'm just going to put here any questions you ask here will be seen only by other MMM members. Alright, great. So I'm just going to share that into the group. Then I'm going to have to go to the group so that if there's any comments that come on that post, I'm following those as well. So the ones on the page, which is all you guys here saying hello and good morning. Thank you. Lovely to see you. And Rhonda, I did see your thing about being vulnerable. Absolutely correct. Being vulnerable is hard enough, but being vulnerable about your money conversations, about your money relationship, that's hard. That's the epitome of vulnerability in our current society, isn't it? So let me get into that group again. It's interesting for anybody who does lives. It's interesting to try and do stuff while you're actually talking and continuing to do it all. For one day when I'll have someone do it for me. It's getting close. I'm very excited about that. All right, I've got that open in front of me now, so I can see any comments that come in on the group. So if you're watching it from the group, know that I will have a look at the screen and see your comments as we go through. Hello, Chris. Lovely to see you. It's 1 a.m. in the morning. I'm so appreciative of you sharing your time with us at this time of the day. Okay. Anara, hello. I can see that you're in the group there saying hi. I appreciate that. Great. Let me just scroll through very quickly, see what we've got here. See if there's anyone that I need to say anything to, any response. Of course, if you're watching this from my page and you've stumbled upon us, this is day 2 of our Money Muse Makeover, where we're looking at changing our energy around money so that we can start to create a better financial flow and financial life in 2017. If you haven't yet joined us, please do so by signing up at www.annalexon.com/MMM. That's 3 M's for Money Muse Makeover. So join us there. And of course, if you've already joined us, you've already done day 1 and perhaps day 2, which is the hardest thing to do. There's been some great responses already in the group this morning about how that felt to do. And I thank you for sharing it. And I most especially thank you for doing the work. Because, you know, this is about you doing the work. I can only facilitate. Hello, Melissa. Lovely to see you. Always lovely to see you, as you know. And I'm excited about your new show. I saw something about that yesterday. So let's get down to the nitty-gritty. First of all, what I want to do is I want to share with you a couple of things that have been going on for me around the money, but also around other stuff. So I've been in deep conversations with all that is around my own purpose lately. Because while I've been doing my purpose work, there's more to it. And it's really being drawn out of me at this time. And doing this Money Muse Makeover has made me start really looking at what I am here to do. And in the way that I'm here to do it. And that's the most important bit. Because I do avoid channeling and those sorts of things, although I use it all the time with people that I serve. It's wanting to be greater than I'm currently doing. So, as I say, I've been in really deep conversation with my guidance team, and they expressed that for today's session, what we'd truly like to do is allow me to take a back seat and allow all that is to come through and work energetically with each and every one of you on the live stream, on today's session, to do the clearings, but more than that, to speak to you from a place deep within you that is screaming to be seen. It is screaming to be seen. It's that place within you, that being within you, that is all that you are seeking. And truly, the only thing you need to do is allow yourself to see that part of yourself. And then everything that you perceive as being blocks, everything that you believe to be stopping you, all of your old habits of being around money will drop away. Because they can't exist in the perfection of who you are. When you truly are being who you be, who you are. So what I'd like to do, first of all, is just answer any questions that you have about yesterday, or indeed about anything that has come up for you today. Let's not talk specifically about how you're feeling, but rather any questions that you have about the process, anything like that. Let's get all of that out of the way, and then, because for me to control everything and to answer questions, I'd rather do that before we let the guides come through, because they want to come through very strongly in order to create the change that they're wanting to create within you, or the transformation that they're answering for you. This is you that is controlling this. And so I know that afterwards I won't be in the right frame of mind to answer questions. Maybe I will, I don't know. This feels very new to me. It feels much, much stronger than normal. I've had some, as I said, deep conversations with all that is around where we're going with all of this. And I'll be sharing later in the week and things like that, some new things that I'm going to be adding to what I'm currently doing to be of service to you. And of course more free challenges, but they've told me this morning about how we need to be doing these challenges so that they're of more service to you. And I'm really excited about it. But for now, we're in the Money Muse Challenge, Money Muse Makeover Challenge. And so I want to answer any questions that you have about yesterday, about what I've asked you to do today, whether you've done it or not. And then let's find out, well, let's do the process. I don't know what process is going to come through. So I'm kind of nervous. Whatever it is, it'll be perfect, I know, because this has been created through the collective energy of myself and all of you who are joining me for the Money Muse Makeover. Those who are here with me live, and also those who are going to be watching the replay, and maybe even into the future watching the replay when it's repackaged and just as a free course that I'm going to do. All right. So I see I have a question, and please also, I know there was a question yesterday about co-creating with your partner, so I'd like to answer that as well. So Mariko's saying, I had a bizarre conversation about money being not identity. They had some good points, but it was such a roundabout conversation. Yeah, absolutely. And I think we're going to go there a little bit today too, Mariko, because, yeah, money being not identity. Absolutely. I understand what you're saying there. And so we might touch on that a little bit. Probably not in those words. It doesn't feel like those words are the words that need to be used. So we'll see how we go. But good that you're having conversations about money. Ah, Jody, it was you that asked the question. If some of my money blocks come from my partner, will this process still help me? Well, here's the thing, Jody. Your money blocks are your money blocks, and your partner's money blocks are your partner's money blocks. You can't block anyone else, so therefore no one else can block you. Now, I understand what you're saying. On a very practical, real world thing, our partners do impact our money. Of course they do, because we are in partnership, we are in sharing, we are in striving financially together, these sorts of things. So their negativity can certainly affect your vibration, which is why I spend pretty much every single day talking about my philosophy of minding your own vibration. Now, as you raise your own vibration and as you make it incredibly important to you to be in your highest vibration at all times and to take your vibration everywhere you go, you become a very strong force of energy. A very strong force of energy that doesn't carry these blocks with it. Now, if you come into conversation with a loved one, what we tend to do is we drop our vibration to match their own. So what we're suggesting with our mind your vibration philosophy is that you always be in the strongest and highest vibration and force them, so to speak. Of course, we're not forcing anybody to do anything, but invite them vibrationally to rise up to your vibration rather than you dipping down to their vibration. Now, you might be thinking, well, I don't dip down to his vibration, but he says something, or he, again, I'm assuming it's a man. Of course, it's partner, whatever that is for you. We have some men on the live stream. So, your partner will only reflect to you a belief that you already have within yourself. So if you're in your highest vibration and you have removed these beliefs around yourself, then they can't reflect that. They might continue to try to out of habit, and you might habitually allow them to do that, but we're going to make some changes around your habitual way of being as well today. So that should help with that, is what I'm saying. But essentially, if you follow the mind your own vibration philosophy, if you work on being in your highest vibration at all times, and continue to work on your whatever it is for you that makes you feel like you're not enough. If you can continue working on those things, removing those things, then anybody who stands in front of you only reflects who you believe yourself to be. So if you believe yourself to be abundant, then that's how they'll see you. If you, and I mean truly believe, I don't mean thinking believe, rather knowing believe. I hope that makes sense. If you know yourself as abundance, anyone who stands in front of you cannot show you anything different than that as a reflection of you. Unless you step into their vibration and drop down to their vibration where perhaps they're not feeling abundant, so they reflect that to you. Yes? So what I'm essentially saying to you is this. You cannot block anyone else from anything that belongs to them, and therefore no one can block you from anything that belongs to you. Raise your vibration, mind your own vibration, be in the highest vibration, have the stronger vibration, and allow others to, or invite others to lift up to your vibrational frequency, to see you through the eyes of Source, just as you in your highest vibration are seeing everyone through Source, through the eyes of Source, or through the eyes of your soul, or of love, or of abundance, or all of the beautiful, beautiful things that we're all seeking. Thank you, Jody. I see that you... I'm not sure if it's Jody or Jody Lee. So, Jody, thank you. I see that you've understood that message, so thank you. Jen's saying, thanks, Anne. Light just turned on why I cannot say no when my hubby wants to buy something. Absolutely, Jen. Absolutely. That's an interesting one, isn't it? So what do you do when your hubby wants to buy something and you're desperately trying to save money because you have bigger plans? You have to have money conversations. You have to be willing to have money conversations with those who impact your money life, and tell them what you want, find out what they want, and then find the middle ground. Having said that, now that's in your physical reality. Having said that, I want you to know this, that if you are in your highest vibration, the interesting thing is this: you will get everything that you want, regardless of what anyone else wants. Now, there's a beautiful story about this. My friend and client, Anna Shelley, told me about how incredible it was that even though her husband wanted to live, I think, at the beach, and she wanted to live in a forest, and they couldn't come up with a compromise, she got what she wanted. And she got that because she is of the higher vibration. Not the higher vibration, the stronger vibration. So she is leading with her vibration. She is living in a forest already. And so he must come along, you see. Now perhaps they'll go every weekend down to the beach or something to fulfill his need. It will always work out for both of you because everybody gets what they are vibrating at. So if his vibration is for the beach, there'll be a way that it will just magically happen. And it's not for us to worry about that. But we have to have clear, honest conversations with the other people in our life who impact our money life. And then we have to be in our strongest vibration, asking for what we want from the universe, but also from the people around us. Got some questions in the group, so I'm just going to pop over there. Marina saying, I've been told recently that the not finishing habit and not moving forward is hereditary stuff. Yeah, okay, Marina, absolutely. It's twofold, and the guides are going to speak about this to some degree, but yes, we've brought into this life, our physical life, habits and belief systems and ways of being that belong to our ancestors. And we can choose to believe that and choose to live into that and find that as a reason why we're not living the life that we want to live. Or I'm going to let the guides share a bit more on this, but just remember that we're having this conversation because what they're going to say is going to touch on all of this. And it will be stronger coming from them because they're going to do it vibrationally as well. That's not to say that I can't do that, but I just really want to do this with them because it'll have a greater impact. Okay? Samantha has a question. I wish I'd gotten a glass of water, but never mind. I'd like to know the difference between living as though you have what you want, live with the feelings and experiences that come from what you want, living in an abundant way, versus living within your means and not getting ahead of yourself. You know, Samantha, there's a really fine line. So I'm just going to read the rest of it because you've then said, probably haven't said that very well. We say to live as though you already have what you want, money, financial freedom, etc. However, how do we do this and still live within our means? Here's the thing. Your physical human body has to live in reality. So you live in reality. Your higher self lives in vibrational reality. So it's your higher self that provides the feelings that and the imagination of what life is like to live as though you have the things that you want. So vibrationally, here's what we're trying to say. I'm trying to say. Physically, you live in this reality. Vibrationally, you live in the reality that you wish to create. I hope that makes sense. I think that's the most simplistic and concise way to say it. Physically, we live in a physical, our human body lives in the physical reality, so we live with the physical constraints, the physical reality that we have created thus far. Remembering, of course, that it's only been created from our past, and we can choose to do it differently from this moment forward. And vibrationally, we live from our future self and our desires for our future self. So we keep our vibration focused on the desire that we have for the future. But we live in a physical reality. In other words, what I'm saying to you is you cannot go and spend $100 if you do not have $100 in physical reality, because the world doesn't work that way. Human beings don't work that way. But in your imagination and in your highest self, you can take an imaginary and higher self $100 and spend it. And that's what you need to do. Now, Abraham Hicks has the money game, of course. I actually have a group from 5 years ago where I used to do the money game with people, so perhaps I'll revive that. I know there's other people doing it in various groups and things, but I've had for probably the last 3 weeks this thought to revive this old group that I used to have where we played the money game. So you've just confirmed for me that I'd like to do that. When we play the money game, we spend, our higher self and our imagination spends the money vibrationally. But our physical self doesn't go and find $100 that we don't have to spend it. Our physical self lives in physical reality. So if I've got $5 today, that's what I can spend, because we don't want to get into debt unless you want to. And again, that's a choice for you. But for this purpose, we are trying to get rid of our debt, so we don't want to add any more to it. I hope that makes sense, Samantha. And again, the guides will probably expand on that a little bit. Rachel, is there such a thing as an abundance awakening, a real money financial awakening, a frequency above breakthrough? Absolutely. And I'll tell you what, it takes work. Rachel, thank you. This is a great question. I love it. And to be honest, I feel like I've had a financial awakening because for many, 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 many years, I avoided money. My guides have always wanted to talk about money, but I won't go there most of the time, and I didn't really want to do this makeover because I think I'm shit with money, right? I don't anymore. This is, I'm speaking in the past. I don't want to talk about money. I don't want to teach about money because I don't have my money shit together. And even now, doing this now, one of my thoughts before it was, oh, who am I to teach this? I'm not like wildly rich or anything like that. And in those moments, I go back to my guides and say, well, you need to do it because I can't. But, you know, I'm far, far better than I was. And I believe that I had a financial awakening. And everything switched literally, I won't say overnight, because I've been working on this for at least 10 years, right? Trying to get my money situation sorted, trying to change my beliefs about money, which all come back to changing my beliefs about myself. So yes, I do believe that there can be such a thing as a abundance awakening. I hope to facilitate that to some degree with each and every one of you today. And I love that you've said that, because I didn't realise that that's what the guides were wanting to do. Okay, I need to let them come through, because every time I talk they come through and I can't hear. Now I wonder if you guys would please bear with me for just 5 seconds. I'm going to run out to the kitchen and get a glass of water. I don't want to finish this. Speak, chat amongst yourselves. If someone could type in that I've just gone to get a glass of water, because I cannot possibly keep talking if my throat keeps doing this. I know it's because the guides are coming through, but 5 seconds and I'll be back, okay? Okay, so maybe it was 4 seconds. I already had a glass of water. I just had forgotten to bring it into the office. Thank you so much. Just going to have some water. Big water. Thanks, Mandy, for saying that. Thank you. All right. If you're just joining us now, as some of you are, I'm going to suggest that you watch the replay up to this point. Oh, I shall have a look. And hi all the way to Canada from Australia. Maria, did you see my post? Yes, I rehydrated. Maria, your post about something, I don't know. Did you see my post in the group about the exercise too? I didn't, but let me have a look. La 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 la. Okay, my journey to abundance. Oh no, Maria, I can only see the one that you posted last night, 7 hours ago. If you wanted to ask a question about it, please just maybe the comments aren't showing up as well as I thought they would. Maria, if you have a question about it, just quickly ask that before we go into the actual clearing, okay? And if anybody else has any questions, I'm just going to scroll through and see if anybody else had any. This is my finger here scrolling through. Okay. So there we go. Rhonda's joined us, Rachel's joined us. Hi, ladies. Here we go. Let me either tag or post it here. Yes, thank you. That would be great. I'm sorry I can't see it in there. Okay, sorry, I'll keep talking. If anybody has any questions about yesterday's task or about today's task, then please post it now or forever hold your post. Post it now and I'll answer it, and then we'll get in and do the clearing. This call is probably going to be a bit longer than the one yesterday. I do try to keep them to about 20 minutes, but for this one, it's a bigger exercise, it's a bigger thing that we're going to do, so I am going to take a little bit longer, just so you know. Samantha's just saying, thank you, I love this explanation. I'm glad you do, and I'll have to listen back to it as well, because it might make a good little quote that I can pop onto a graphic. I'm always on the lookout for things like that. All right. Okay, Maria, are you coming back with your question? Let me see if I've got something in here. Da-da-da-da-da. Just having a look. Nope, I can't see. Okay, Mandy, I'm just going to approve you to come into the group. While we're sitting here, please, forgive me this moment. We just want to get Maria's question answered so that we can Oh, Wendy's saying she missed day one. So what I want to say to you, Wendy, is that in the group, in the private group, when you get your confirmation email, you can go into the private group and come on through into the private group. And what I've done this morning, and this is for everyone of course, I've created a document within the group where I'm going to do a link to each day's task and also to each day's live feed, so you can catch up at any time. All of those links and everything will stay in the group until midnight on Friday. So that's midnight on Friday here in Australia. They'll stay there until then. After that, they're going to go into a web page on my website, which got hacked again last night for the second time by the same little bugger. Interesting experience. But thank you, Dorothy, for being my guru of all things website. It's going to go into the website and it'll be there for 2 days for you to catch up on anything over the weekend. And then I'm going to turn it into a course so you can then access it through a different process. All right, so we've got Maria's now come back with her question. The limitations that popped up for why I'm not able to charge for my services. Maria, I think I actually did see that, but the guides are going to talk about all of those sorts of things. They're going to cover that for you, okay? Rachel saying, yesterday I've had anxiety and worry when facing my money mess previously. Yesterday I didn't. It was like I was separated from this emotion. I can't see the rest of what you've posted there. Let me see if you're over here with it. No. I can't see the rest of the question. But essentially, I did see something that you shared this morning, which was basically to do with... I saw something that you posted yesterday, Rachel, and it was around this. Normally having anxiety and worry. What I would like to suggest to you, and, you know, you've been in my energy field for a little while now. And one thing that I do know is that when I'm in my highest vibration, people come up to match my vibration. So right now, I'm the strongest vibration here because the guides are coming through and because I am so firm in minding my own vibration. Not to say I couldn't get better, believe me, I could. But essentially what I'm saying to you is in my space every morning, whenever I'm working with a group of people or even my coaching clients, in every moment that I spend with my guides, we work on raising the vibrational frequency of the people that we're currently working with. So for this week, you guys are all being included in that. So what I'd like to suggest is that your vibration has changed around this situation just through having this experience. Your vibration is already changing, all right? So in other words, you're having a financial awakening. Most of my work vibrationally is around taking away worry and anxiety and fear around human experiences. In other words, helping you to transcend struggle. Now, struggle is because of anxiety and worry and the fact that we, as human beings, have those energies within us. So all of my work is around removing struggle from you. So struggle, worry, anxiety, they're the things that create struggle. Feeling those emotions and being in those energies are the things that create struggle for you. So essentially what I'm saying to you is your money problems aren't the result of blocks and things like that. They are the results of your habitual ways of being around money. You've created that that lack, so to speak, if lack is the thing for you. You've created that through worrying about lack. Because as we all know, law of attraction, very basic law of attraction, you become what you focus on. You become what you believe. You become what you think about. And if you're thinking about lack, then that's what you're creating. That's where your struggle comes from. That's where all of our struggle comes from. So I'd like to suggest that your vibration has changed, which is fabulous. Lynn, okay, great. So you've missed day 1 too, but all you need to do is find the document within the Money Muse Makeover Facebook group and you'll find a link to it, or you can scroll down and find it. Ah, there you go. Yeah, that's the rest of your... Rachel, I can see the rest of your question. Am I closing myself off to this emotion, denial, or has there been a shift? There's been a shift. Because if you were denying it, you wouldn't even be asking the question. That's one thing I do know about human beings and their behaviour. And I'm a long time studier of human behaviour in various ways. And yeah, if you're asking about it, then you're not in denial about it. You're simply... you're not in that energy anymore. And isn't that a great thing to celebrate? So congratulations. And you said hallelujah. Yeah, absolutely. All right, one more quick check of the video here so that I can make sure I can drink some more water. And please, I'm sorry, I should have warned you that this would take longer today. I'm sorry that I didn't. I hope you can stick around. And of course, if you can't, you just watch the replay when it's convenient for you. All the energy will still be exactly the same. There's no time and space. Therefore, you don't have to be here and you don't have to be in my space. You just have to be willing to receive. And you are, because you're here. Now, let me just quick... Okay, I've answered Jodie's question. Yes, 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 yes. Okay, I'm just checking and make sure I've got everything. I need to go into the group. I really don't want to leave anyone behind. I do not want to leave anyone's question behind. So I'm sure the rest of you can understand that and appreciate that, because you wouldn't want that for you either. So, oh, and Rachel's just saying something big is coming through. Goosebumps, fantastic. That's great. All right, fabulous. Okay, I'm going to drink some water and then we'll get started. I'm going to let the guides come through and share a message with you, which will be a vibrational as well as a word message. I don't know if you know, and I don't really speak about it often, but they tell me that the reason that we speak English, speak words, and I don't even know if they'd speak any other language if they needed to. I don't know that I'd be capable of letting that come through my own self-doubt. When they speak words, it's to keep your mind busy so that the vibration of the energy that the words come in can work on your energy field. And that's why I call myself a transformational speaker. So that transformational speaker came through to me, and I didn't really understand why until further down the track they were explaining to me about that. So let's go. All right, let me get comfy. What I'd love for you to do is to join me as I take some deep breaths and ask you to do the same with me, and allow me the space, allow us the space to come together as one so that we might be of best service to you at this time. Just breathing and releasing. And what I'd love for each of you to do is to, in your own mind, or even if you wish to speak it, to simply ask your deepest question around this subject. To ask for what you want from this experience. To state what you believe to be your blocks and ask for them to be removed. To name your fears around this subject and ask for those to be lifted and replaced with peace, with confidence, with love. Thank you. We are now present. We are all that is, all that was, and all that ever will be, as are you. The only difference is we know it and you don't. And so we come to you at this time to remind you of that, to remind you that you are all that is. In other words, you are not separate from that which you seek. You are not separate from that which you seek. You are not separate from that which you seek. And as we sit here with you through the body that we speak through, this lovely one that you call Anne, we want to remind you energetically, vibrationally, and with our words that you are not anything less than everything that you seek. And because the subject is money at this time, we will put it very plainly to you. You are no different than the money that you are seeking. You energetically are no different than the money you are seeking. In other words, you are the money you are seeking. You are the money that you are seeking. In other words, if you would simply believe yourself to be all that you seek, money, fun, greatness, success, whatever it is that you seek, if you would simply allow yourself to return back to that, because here's what we want you to understand. When you speak of blocks, when you speak of fears, when you speak of things going wrong, when you think of anybody else outside of your physical body having an impact on your ability to create your reality the way that you wish it to be, when you think about those things, you allow yourself to drop down to being less than you truly are. To being less than you truly are. To being less than you truly are. If you would simply, in every moment, remember that you are all that is, just as we are. You have the ability to raise your vibrational frequency, to match everything that you desire. And you do this through the imagination, and you do this through being in your heart, and you do this through allowing your soul and your higher self, indeed, that part of you that is already connected to all that is, to lead the way. To lead the way. In other words, what we wish to say to you is that in every single moment, and particularly in moments when you are thinking of what money you have, what money you want, what money you need for this, how you're going to pay for this, how you're going to live the life that you want. In every moment that you're thinking about any of those things, and we know for many of you it is in every moment, we would simply invite you to ask your highest self to provide it to you. And then in the next moment, and we know some of you do this, and so we're going to say, and then in the next moment, because in the next moment what you're currently doing is getting into worry. While you're waiting for it to come, you're asking and you're not trusting that you're going to receive it. Perhaps in the past you haven't received it, and we'll tell you why, because the minute you ask for it, you start pushing it away by saying, oh, but do I deserve it? Oh, but I should pay this first. Oh, but, I've got this inherited belief system that says that I can't have it. All of these sorts of things, let's call them the big but. Yes, we do enjoy a little humour. Let's call it the big but. When you ask, we ask you to not then turn around and look at your big but. We ask that you simply move forward. Move forward, move forward. In other words, let go of your asking, and with an expectation that you will receive it, because here's what we want you to understand. You are all that is, and all that is deserves everything that all that is desires. You deserve everything that you desire. You deserve everything that you desire. Everything that you deserve is everything that exists, is all that is, just as you are. There is no difference between what you desire and who you are. And you are perfection, and you are worthy of everything that you desire. We want you to know that more than anything else, because it will stop all of the troubles. It will stop all of the struggles. It will allow you to come back to self. 100% self. You know, we hear often, or at least we used to, but it's kind of trickled away now, except in those old management circles, that human beings only use a small percentage of their brain. But what we want to say to you is, you only use a small percentage of your ability in the physical to become non-physical and to pursue your dreams in non-physical. What we want you to do is to ask for what you desire, and then instead of turning around and looking at your big but, we want you to move forward. We want you to focus on the life that you are living right now. In other words, find something joyful to do and do that. Ask and then find something joyful to do that, to keep your mind off it, so that you might move forward, because the universe is already giving you your asking. It's giving you what you desire because you deserve it. There's never any moment that you don't deserve it. Even when you think you don't deserve it, you still deserve it. Because we see you as you truly are. We see you as nothing less than us. It's only you, your human thinking process, that sees you as less than. Because you've been taught that way for so long. But now it's time to let that go. To let it go, to let it go, to let it go. Come back to self. Come back to this divine perfection of blendedness. In other words, the human being living in its highest self. And its highest self is always in joy. And in every moment of being in joy, you are receiving everything that you desire. We know you have experience of this. We know you have experience of this. Remember those experiences. Remember that moment where you had a thought of something you desire and all of a sudden somebody gave it to you. Or you looked down and there it was on the floor. Or any sorts of these experiences. You've had them before. We want you to focus on those more than you focus on your big butts, you see. You are worthy of things far beyond your current level of imagination. And you're heading towards things far greater than your current level of imagination. We tell you this, and we ask that you take a breath and recognize it as your truth. And of course, if you don't, that's okay as well. But we wish to inspire you. We wish to vibrationally encourage you to accept what we are saying as truth. And of course, we would say to you, if it feels good, then that is the recognition of truth, you see. We want you to understand that for every area of your life. If you're struggling, then there's an indication that something that's going on in your world is not your truth. More often than not, it's the thoughts that you're thinking about the thing that's happening that is the untruth. So to change the reality of the experience, change the way you're thinking about it. You are a truth seeker, and your physical body is almost as if it were a rod of a truth-seeking rod. It will tell you in every moment when something you believe is not true. The problem is that you will hold on to that. Oh, I feel bad. It must be because I don't have enough money. When it's the other way around, you see. Oh, I feel bad. It's because I think I don't have enough money. And breathe in and out. And let go. Release. Come back to self. Indeed, we would like to suggest to you, and we're going to, although some of you won't be able to yet understand it, there's nothing to release. There is nothing within you that needs to be released. There is something within you that needs to be expanded. And when you find that part of you, which you're all feeling right now, and you expand it as we are doing right now, expand it, expand it, expand it, bringing it into every part of your body. Take it into every one of the trillions of cells within your body and light them up, light them up, light them up. Allow yourself to become what you truly are. No more pretending to be what you are not. The truth will set you free, and the truth will be found within your body and the way that it feels. And we are done for now. Oh dear. Just take some nice deep breaths for me. I will eventually open my eyes. Just breathe out. Let everything go. Everything that doesn't match your highest perfection or who you truly are, just let it go. You don't need to play this game anymore. It's almost as though, and the image that I'm seeing right now is, you know when you were a kid, maybe you play board games now. Someone would start losing, so they'd tip the board up or get cross or whatever, right? So that's what I'm seeing. The game's totally changed now. The game has totally changed. That's an old way of playing. This is the new way of playing. Just come back to who you really are. And who you really are will simply melt all of those old ways of being away. Okay? I shall take a sip of water and try and refocus. I can't quite see right now at the moment. And Rachel is saying I'm crying and yawning. What a combination. Both releases, which is absolutely perfect. It's a recognition of self. I'd love to hear how everyone's feeling and how everyone, well, whatever happened. Mariko, I'd love to speak Japanese. Really, I would. So, and I tried to encourage both of my sons to learn Japanese, but neither of them did. One of them started and did like 1 year, but, just couldn't comprehend. So anyway, my older son's partner is Japanese as well, or half Japanese. All right, let me see if there's any comments. I'm back. Gosh, I hope I haven't put you all to sleep or I haven't made you all run away or anything. It's very quiet. Let me just see. Oh my gosh, look at that picture of me. Okay, great. Cracking up here considering the messages from the weekend. Okay, fantastic, Mariko. You'll have to explain that a bit more to me at some point. That was amazing. I feel nice and light within myself. That's fantastic, Jody. Thank you. Thanks for letting me know. Wow. Again, I'm just breathing. Maria's saying this was delicious. Well, you should feel it from here, Maria. You should feel it. I don't know if it's different for you, but if it's even half of what I feel when I'm channeling, wow. Mandy's saying, thank you so much. I really, really needed that today. Wendy's feeling a deep vibration within. Wow, of course. Yeah, wonderful. So if you are feeling vibration, if you're feeling release, if you're crying, if you're yawning, if you're burping, I often burp when I release for other people. So I'll probably, around lunchtime, I'll probably have to do this huge belch. I sometimes do it in front of people with on lives and things, but so if you're feeling any of those things, just go with it. Understand that this is just simply release from what's just happened for you. And the other thing is, if you do feel like you need to have a nana nap this afternoon, here's what I know about nana naps, okay? Oh, Susan, you're giving me goosebumps. I just want to talk about nana naps first, or just needing to have a nap or have a sleep. The thing is that when we're asleep, our conscious mind is out of the way. So more often than not, when I'm working with people and when we've done a big clearing like this, you might feel the need to have a nap. Please do so. What that simply means is that your own guides and higher self or soul self are working on you further. So they're carrying on the work because there's more that needs to be done. And you might need to be put to sleep, so to speak. Of course, nothing's going to put you to sleep. But you might need to make the choice to go and have a nap so that your conscious mind's out of the way and so that it can work on the unconscious levels, all right? Mandy's saying my body is tingling all over. Absolutely amazing. Anara, thank you. Susan is saying, I could see so much light around you while channeling. It was such an amazing message. I feel rather heavy after that. Oh, okay. Explain that a little bit more to me, Susan, about feeling heavy, because we don't often have a rather heavy message. So just let me know. Maria, hungry and sleepy at the same time right now. That's probably because it's bedtime, is it? Midnight snack time or something like that. I'm not quite sure what the time is over there. Or maybe just evening time. Okay, great. I'm hungry. I'm really hungry right now. And I shouldn't be. Oh, well, of course I should. That was lots of energy. I'll probably be nana napping this afternoon. All right. If there's anyone else that wants to make a quick comment before we get go, I think it's my own need to let go and accept. Okay, great. All right, Susan. So, you know, if I were you, I would actually choose to go and have a lie down at some point this afternoon and just lie straight on your bed and just rub your hands together so you can get the electricity going. By the way, when you do this, in fact, you might want to do it with me. Now we're going some places where we weren't even going to go. But this is what happens for me when I do this, and then I pull it apart. As I bring them back together again, I actually feel electrical shoots through and into my heart, and it opens up my heart. So I don't know if that works for everyone like that, but it certainly does for me. Jodie Lee, it makes sense now. After watching your last Monday Oracle card reading, I felt tired and I could see light around you. Sorry, went off track a bit. Absolutely fine. I'm glad I explained that to you. Oh, it's only 4:55. Oh, it's not even dinner time yet. Okay. Susie's having a release through yawning as well. All right. If anybody wants to ask me any questions, yeah, Susan, wow, just that. Yep, perfect. If anybody wants to ask me any more questions, I'm going to let you go. Obviously, you've got other things that you need to be doing through your day, as do I, because now I've got to start changing a few things in my business. So I'm going to let you go. Thank you so much for joining me. That was an absolute blast for me. I hope it was for you as well. Actually, the top of my head's not quite there. But any questions, jump into the group or even just ask under the live when it's on replay, and I'll get back to you today at some point. I'll be in the group a couple of times, and we'll see you tomorrow for the next, and I couldn't tell you what we're doing tomorrow at this point. It's just not in my head. But it'll be good, let's just say that. Bye. Thanks for joining me for the Money Muse Makeover once again. See you soon.